A very good evening and welcome to LFS this evening for Carabao Cup Live for our two nights of quarter-final action. 3 games for you this evening as Arsenal take on Crystal Palace in a London derby. It is Newcastle facing Brentford in the other quarter-final. And in our game this evening we watch a repeat of the Premier League game from a few weeks ago, as Southampton, under new interim charge of Simon Rusk, they take on Arne Slot's Liverpool for the second time this season in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. The reigning holders of the competition are Liverpool, and they will be looking to get one step closer to retaining their trophy this evening. Tomorrow, Tottenham take on Manchester United in a monster clash for a place in the final 4. At the moment, Arsenal are losing to Crystal Palace by 1-0. Jean-Philippe Mateta with that goal has Crystal Palace ahead. And Newcastle in the last few minutes have just taken the lead in that one at St James's Park, as Sandro Tonali has given the Magpies the lead there. So, goals already going in around our other 2 quarter-finals. Of course, no extra time tonight, straight to penalties if those games are level after 90 minutes. Well, let's have a look and see which way our 2 teams line up this evening, starting with the home side under new interim charge of Simon Rusk. The under-21s manager at Southampton stepped up after Russell Martin was sacked on Sunday evening. He starts with Alex McCarthy in goal. He captains the side for Southampton tonight. A back 5 of James Bree, Tiller Howard-Bellis, Nathan Wood, Jan Bednarek and Ryan Manning in defence. In midfield, Flynn Dines and Mateus Fernandes are the midfield 2, with a front 3 of Tyler Dibbling, Joe Aribo and Cameron Archer through the middle. Some youngsters and some experience on the bench as well for the Saints, with Sugawara, Lallana, the former Liverpool player Adam Lallana, Ryan Fraser, Brent Burton-Diaz and Sulemana amongst them. For Liverpool, they have 7 changes from their weekend draw at home to Fulham. Caoimhín Kelleher is back in goal, who won this competition with Liverpool last season. A back 4 of Trent Alexander-Arnold, the captain, at right back. Wataru Endo joins Jarell Kwanzaa at centre back, with Joe Gomez at left back. 2 youngsters in midfield with Tyler Morton and Trey Nyoni, who got a winner's medal for Liverpool in this competition last season without playing a single game. Trey Nyoni, he's joined alongside Alexis McAllister in midfield, with a front 3 of Harvey Elliott off the right, Cody Gakpo, the joint top scorer in this competition, off the left, and Darwin Nunez starting in the centre forward role. For Liverpool, none of the big hitters really on the bench this evening. Some interesting names, the likes of Jota and Chiesa returning from injuries, as does Costa Tsimikas, and a splattering of youngsters. And one Jadon Dans, who scored twice against Southampton at Anfield in the FA Cup last season. Kick-off in the Carabao Cup quarter-final at St Mary's between Southampton and Liverpool is next. A very good evening and welcome in to this Carabao Cup Live with me, Kevin Ferris, this evening as we watch what would be 6 teams become 3 to find out 3 of our 4 semi-finalists. Of course, the draw for the semi-finals will be tomorrow night. We'll find out who will face who, but first we need to find out who will be going through. As it stands, Crystal Palace and Newcastle will be our first 2 semi-finalists, but a long way to go in those games. By the way, the Arsenal-Palace game kicked off at 7:30 and Newcastle-Brentford kicked off at 7:45. This one, of course, an 8 o'clock kick-off, so 3 very different finishing times tonight in terms of the full-time whistle. So we will have some results while we're in play here this evening at St Mary's. Excuse me. Southampton in red and white, their home strip, and Liverpool in their away strip of greyish/black with that kind of teal trim for Liverpool tonight. It will be the Saints that will get us going as we are about to get the last 8 underway. There we are. We're underway as Two will become one when the final whistle blows here tonight. Will it be the reigning holders of the competition, Liverpool, that will secure a second successive semi-final place, or will Southampton cruise to the semi-finals where they beat Liverpool back in 2017 in this competition? We'll have an early free kick down the left-hand side to Southampton. Ryan Manning and Mathias Fernandes, the two that stand over it, wide on the left-hand side. So a kick-off free kick. A free kick straight from kick-off there for the Saints. As the crowd roaring on this evening as we watch this first free kick. Fernandes went for it. Manning will deliver it. Left-footed. Just a bit inaccurate this time. As Liverpool eyeing up maybe a counter with Nunez. Back to Noni. And now back to Joe Gomez for Liverpool. Well, of course, it's absolute torrid conditions this evening. Lashing rain, thumping the south coast. Certainly makes it an interesting and intriguing night for cup football. Certainly doesn't make it the easiest night for defenders or goalkeepers, but attackers might be licking their lips tonight. This game was a 5-goal thriller a few weeks ago in the Premier League game between these two. Liverpool were 2-1 down with 30 minutes to go. 2 goals from Mo Salah in the later stages secured Liverpool the 3 points on that occasion. And Mo Salah, who is not here tonight, not named in the Liverpool squad. Neither is the club captain Virgil van Dijk, amongst quite a number of senior players. Alexander-Arnold, who is the club vice-captain, has the armband for the Reds tonight. Here is Trey Noni to Gakpo. Has to turn back to Joe Gomez. Out to Alexander-Arnold. Gomez playing at left-back. Played at left-back a few times last season, did Joe Gomez, under Jurgen Klopp. But the first time from the start that he's played at left-back for Liverpool, as Noni tried a through ball there. He gets it straight back, does the youngster. Number 98 this evening. You know a player isn't a normal first team player when they've got a number like 98 on the back of their shirt. When they've got a really incredibly high number, you know they are not a first teamer. And also Tyler Morton, who's number 80 on his shirt. Here is Noni. Out to Gakpo on the left hand side. Good possession for Liverpool early doors here, as you would expect, but Gakpo a bit loose in the middle. Nice interception by Endo, but McAllister couldn't keep the ball from that tight midfield area. And Southampton try and break away here, as Archer well beaten to it by Jarell Quansah, who had to step across. As Liverpool applied a really intense press there, and Southampton just kind of rolled their way through it. Well, Trey Noni, just 17 years old. Just turned 17 back in June of this year. When he lifted that, got that winner's medal back in February, was just at the tender age of 16. It was one of the most remarkable Carabao Cup finals we've ever seen, really, back in February, when Liverpool, in added time, their captain Virgil van Dijk carried them to victory with all those youngsters, and absolutely embellished with injuries last season with Liverpool in senior position. And won them their 10th Carabao Cup, or League Cup as it is known and has been known for over the years. Liverpool the record holders of this competition. As Gomez trying to ball over the top, Cody Gakpo runs in behind into the box. He's well marshalled here, does well to lay it off to Noni. Noni, who will fizz it. Well dealt with by the Southampton defence in Nathan Wood, who clears his lines. But good start from Liverpool. Really starting to dominate the early possession and trying to fizz a few balls in behind, with that one from Joe Gomez was a bit too over hits and goes out for a throw in to Southampton on the right hand side. There's quite a few interesting key points to make on the Liverpool team tonight, as Tyler Morton gets a bit out-muscled in the middle there by Fernandes. Tried to roll it through, but Endo just missed his kick there, but luckily he had Jarell Quansah in cover. And here is Wataru Endo, whose position tonight is a key talking point for Liverpool, starting at centre-back. Well, initially on the team sheet he was starting at centre-back. He's actually striding forward at the moment. Maybe a back three from Liverpool, actually. See this in a moment. Tyler Morton. Here is McAllister. Elliott trying to lift it over the top. Well defended back there by Wood. Rebo back to Bednarek, and now Harwood Bellis. Has to stretch that one out to James Bree on the right hand side, but pressured by Gomez, the opposing fullback. And Gakpo has the breakdown there. And Southampton try and clear it away, but Cameron Archer couldn't keep it in play there from that long ball. Throw into Liverpool. Of course, tonight there's lots of talking points. This is why it's such an intriguing quarter-final. Liverpool making all those changes. Their manager not on the sideline this evening after receiving three yellow cards. He's got a touchline ban as Arne Slot after that controversial, crazy game against Fulham at the weekend at Anfield. But he's in the stands tonight. And of course, Russell Martin sacked by Southampton after their 5-0 drubbing here on Sunday evening against Spurs. They were 5-0 down at half-time. Ended up keeping a clean sheet in the second half, but at 5-0 down, I don't even think Spurs were going for any more. But 5-0 down at half-time is certainly a sackable moment, shall we say, a sackable first half. And with Southampton just 5 points, bottom of the Premier League. No wonder why Russell Martin was handed his P45. And Simon Rusk is the man taking charge this evening. And was the under-21s manager when he took up that role back in July, did Simon Rusk. He's actually been the under-19s manager at England previously, and at Stockport County at senior level. As James Bree made a run forward there, but the flag went up quite quickly. Also at Brighton at youth level as well was Simon Rusk. So a lot of youth football in his managerial career, but this is by far his most high-profile job of his career, and what a way to start, taking on one of the top teams in England in Liverpool, one of the top form teams in the country at the moment. Here is Jarell Kwanzaa. Another reminder for you tonight, there is no VAR, so any decision on the field will stand as the final decision, because there is no VAR involvement until the semi-final stage of this competition. So that's something that each team that qualifies and goes through will gain, is that VAR intervention at the semi-final stage. It's Gakpo, well charged out there by James Bree, but Liverpool win the throw. It's also important for Southampton tonight to keep it tight, not allow Liverpool an early goal. Just the longer it stays goalless or better for Southampton, quite clearly the better for them. After that really embarrassing first half at the weekend, anything would be better than that, to be honest. But surely the idea was defend first and attack second tonight for them. They don't want to get absolutely trounced, as they were at the weekend, but they held Liverpool close in the league game here a few weeks ago, as the referee gets himself involved in the play there. It does Simon Hooper. So Liverpool will get a drop ball. Tyler Morton. Gomez. Trey Nyoni. Back to Joe Gomez. Not in a hurry, are Liverpool, but Gomez breaks down the left, finds Gakpo, trying to make a run through, but again Bree's got his number, and Gakpo charged down there, but it will be a Liverpool corner. First of the game, and a first set piece for Southampton to defend, and Liverpool to try and carve something out of. The rain is absolutely pelting down here this evening, as Alexis McAllister has gone over to take this corner for Liverpool on the left-hand side. There's about 5 players at the back posts, almost like an Arsenal kind of Technique from a corner. Is this from Liverpool? Let's see. McAllister. Right-footed delivery. Just a bit over hits. And it will go behind for a goal kick. It was like an Arsenal technique, that one, where all the players, 5 Liverpool players, were stood at the back post, and as the kick was delivered, they all just strided right into the middle of the 6-yard box, and McAllister's free kick actually went to the back post and went behind for a goal kick. And the rain and the wind, I'm sure, might be causing, I wouldn't say trouble, certainly some interesting play so far. Maybe that could have contributed to that corner being overhit by McAllister. I'm sure he will say so. Footballers are quite sure of themselves at times, of their ability, and probably should be. Here's James Bree under pressure. Did well to get it back to Howard Bellis. Bednarek through the middle to Aribo, who lays it off now to Wood. Aribo again has to chip it forward, but couldn't keep the possession there as it goes out of play for a Liverpool throw. Here's Harvey Elliott. One thing another for Liverpool tonight as well, not to keep talking and hounding about Liverpool and how important this game is for them tonight, but also the fact that it gives young players a chance to kind of impress, probably for the last time. If they do go through, it would be probably the last time in this competition this season they would get that chance. But also the fact that it gives players that need minutes and aren't traditionally in the starting 11 to kind of show themselves. The likes of a Wataru Endo or even a Harvey Elliott at times, who hasn't been in the starting 11, maybe through injury as much as Nunez with a header there. Straight towards McCarthy. I think I might have took a nick on the way through. But it gives those bit part players, those kind of second string players for Liverpool, a chance to kind of, say to the manager tonight, who's got a good vantage point up in the skies there, in the stands, a kind of chance to say, you know what, I'm here, Gaffer, put me in. As Alexander-Arnold tried to whip one in there, it was well delivered, but couldn't find a teammate there, as Tyler Morton will let that one roll for a throw-in. Alexander-Arnold back to Jarell Kwanzaa. Now Gomez into Trey Nyoni. Back to Kwanzaa. Liverpool kind of parked on the halfway line here at the moment. Nyoni, not much passing lanes through the lines at the minute. Well, this is nice play by Gakpo to break through that little gap and try to chip one into the box, but overhead towards McAllister, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Maybe Liverpool just trying to measure things out, figure out what's working, what's not working so far. It's actually a really smart run by Wataru Endo, because he just kind of strides forward and opens that gap. It kind of drags the 2 midfielders of Southampton backwards towards his position, and it opens that little space for Cody Gakpo to step in field. They'll try and find a teammate in the middle, of which he couldn't do, but certainly for the first time tonight trying that opportunity. As Kwanzaa wins the first header, Southampton win the second and third, as it's a bit confusing at the back there, as Alexander-Arnold did very well just taking charge of that situation. Here's Morton. Alexander-Arnold with a little bit of a short pass back there. He does win the throw-in for Liverpool on the right-hand side. 14 minutes gone here on the south coast. Southampton 0, Liverpool 0. In the other games this evening, Arsenal 0, Crystal Palace 1, and Newcastle 1-0 up against Brentford. Here's Trey Nyoni with a bit of space. Out to Gakpo on the left. Nyoni still continuing his run. Plays it across. Well defended back there by Southampton. Again, the first time we've really seen Trey Nyoni got space to run into, as he takes the ball down beautifully there. Plays it off to Morton. Now Kwanzaa. Alexander-Arnold very central. Morton, lovely ball through the middle. Finds McAllister. And now Darwin Nunez. Shot well off target, that from Darwin Nunez from about 25 yards. Certainly not a great shooting position, but almost Route 1 football there from Liverpool, right through the spine of Southampton. 3-4 passes right up the middle of Southampton, and ended up in a decent shooting opportunity. Not well taken though. As McAllister made a bit of a caught on a bit of a niggle there. He's back into his feet. He is okay, but wincing in a bit of pain was Alexis McAllister there for a moment or two. Quansah. Nice flick on by McAllister, but Nunez beaten to it by his opposing centre-back, and that's beautiful control by Nyoni. And then Gakpo on the turn, taken down there by Flynn Downs. And a free kick to Liverpool, which they've taken quickly. Here is Nyoni. Morton. Quansah. All academy graduates there. 5 academy graduate link-ups there for Liverpool. Nyoni to Morton to Quansah to Alexander-Arnold to Elliott. Wow. Here's Gakpo. Try to force it through, kind of square the ball across, and Nunez and Nyoni couldn't get on the end of that one. Again, Southampton thumping it away, which is quite unaccustomed to these home fans this season. Playing out from the back has been their first port of call all season. Certainly not going for that type of technique so far tonight. As that's a poor ball by Harwood Bellis. Will be a Liverpool throw. Not really seen much of Southampton on the ball so far tonight. A lot of the early play has been Liverpool passing it around, patiently waiting, trying to find openings, but the majority of Southampton's play so far has been out of possession. Here's Harvey Elliott. Not really much room to break forward with. Alexander-Arnold goes back central with Quansah. And now Gomez. Gomez to Nyoni. Trying to thread a ball through there to Gakpo, but not on the same page, those two. And that will just be ushered out for a goal kick to Southampton. At half-time at the Emirates, and at the moment that will be the shock of the night, with Crystal Palace here trying to kick themselves into form at the moment. They're in a decent run of form, actually, Crystal Palace. Just 1 defeat in the last 6 games in all competitions. They're all Premier League games. It's actually 1 defeat in 9 in all competitions for Crystal Palace, and that was a home game against Fulham. They are unbeaten since that home defeat to Fulham back in early November, and they are leading Arsenal by a goal to 0 as Liverpool break through here. Gakpo into Nunez. Great challenge, fabulous challenge by Jan Bednarek. If he hadn't have made it, it would have been a one-on-one clean strike for Nunez. It was really well picked up by Liverpool in the midfield. Trey Nyoni breaks away with the ball, finds it to Gakpo in the half space. He just rolled it through for Darwin Nunez, just running onto the ball, and really good cover defending by Jan Bednarek, who got there ahead of Nunez and just slid to put it out for the throw. Again, it just seems like Liverpool starting to kind of turn the screw a slight bit, take a bit more control and take a few more risks at the moment, some of which so far are starting to pay off. Elliott looking for the switch ball. Not quite accurate enough, that one from Elliott, but nice step in by Endo. Again, too far ahead of Nunez. And now Southampton might have a break on here because Liverpool have committed so many bodies forward. Here's Dibbling. Dibbling into the box. Tyler Dibbling just kind of toe pokes it towards Quiveen Kelleher. And not much real threat on that one. It could have been very threatening. It's just a thump ball up the middle by Southampton. There's just 3-on-2 here as Fernandez picked it up, played it to Dibbling, and Dibbling closed down well by Gomez and Morton. He just kind of toe poked it through the 2 defenders, but straight at Quiveen Kelleher. He wasn't really harmed or tested by that one, shall I say. The first shot of the game for Southampton. Alexander-Arnold, not the best of switch balls, but comes off Dibbling, and Nyoni's there to pick it up. Again, not the best of passes there from Liverpool. Certainly the rain and the wind might be causing a few passing problems. And Liverpool lose the ball there in the middle. Here's Manning, trying to dart one forward into an area for Archer, but just overhit that one. 20 minutes gone. 0-0. Liverpool have dominated the early possession, over 70% of the ball, but just the one shot. Two shots for Liverpool, one shot for Southampton. So not major shooting opportunities so far. Now the goalkeeper really tested. Of course, the last two games here at St James's Park, different stadium, different team. The last two games between these two at St Mary's have actually been real goal fests. 5 goals between them in early November in the Premier League game, and then their last game here was back before the last day of the season in 2023 when Southampton got relegated, and was a 4-4 thriller here at St Mary's. The home side have actually scored in all 6 of their last meetings with Liverpool at home. The last time Liverpool kept a clean sheet on this ground was back in February 2018, and they won 2-0. Southampton have just one clean sheet this season, and that was a home game against Everton, another Merseyside club back in the Premier League. Their only clean sheet in all their games this season, as Harvey Elliott gives away a free kick there on Joe Aribo. So a free kick for the home side. Manning will take this free kick. Ryan Manning for Southampton. Goes long with that one. And I think the referee's going to pull this back because there was a foul on a Liverpool player in the mix there, and Wataru Endo. So free kick to Liverpool. You just see this again. Yeah, it's quite clear, that one. Tyler Dibbling makes no run for the ball and just kind of shoulder barges Wataru Endo to the floor. So a free kick to the visitors. Here is Endo into Morton. Back to Kwanzaa, and now Gomez. Halfway through the first half. No breakthrough yet. No shots on target yet either. That's a nice touch by Morton. Try to flick it forward to Neone, but well taken out of the air that from Jan Bednarek. And now Dibbling wants to dribble away. Plays it through. Archer was the target, but Kelleher had that one covered. As Alexander-Arnold needs to do a bit of work to break away here. Chipped forward. Bit of a deflection into Darwin Núñez's pass. Núñez! 1-0 Liverpool. A mistake by Southampton at the back. A deflection straight into the path of Darwin Núñez. He took it down. The keeper slipped. And Núñez slots it into the bottom right corner. Darwin Núñez, who needs a goal for Liverpool, has a goal for Liverpool. Southampton 0, Liverpool 1. Well, it kind of has signalled a response from the home crowd. Just see this again. Alexander-Arnold bursts free. Under pressure there, Liverpool at the back with 2 Southampton players committed. And then the ball forward by Alexander-Arnold straight through. It kind of deflects. I think Jan Bednarek tries to block it, take a touch to it. Kind of flicks it up into the air. Núñez makes the run in behind. It's beautifully taken. Great first touch by Darwin Núñez. He lets it bounce, takes it down with a deft first touch. And as it comes down on the second bounce, he just takes it with his right foot. And it goes past Alex McCarthy and gives Liverpool the lead. And there was no VAR check, of course, because there is no VAR, but I don't even think VAR could have rolled that one out. I think that was a perfectly good goal, and Liverpool lead. Endo winning the challenge in midfield. The Liverpool fans respond to their side taking the lead. interesting trip. Certainly not an easy trip for those Liverpool fans coming all the way from the northwest, all the way down to the south coast on a Wednesday evening. Very committed, of course, as we know. Here's Elliott. Out wide it goes to Noni, who's on the right-hand side here for the moment. Alexander-Arnold into Endo. Noni does well, getting it back to Jarell Quansah. Gomez into Nunez, who's dropped a bit deeper. Gomez back into Nunez. Out wide it goes to Gakpo. Cody Gakpo takes on Bree. Taken down by James Bree. And a free kick for Liverpool just on the edge of the left-hand side of the box there. I think the Southampton right wing back there wasn't too happy that it was a foul against him. But see it from the replay. He does clip the right foot of Cody Gakpo. And it is a foul. So a free kick for Liverpool. So, all three of our games tonight have had the deadlock broken. Arsenal trailing at home to Crystal Palace. Newcastle leading Brentford by a goal to nil. And Liverpool one up here at St Mary's. Free kick for Liverpool. Left-hand side, edge of the box. Rolled to McAllister. Alexander-Arnold to deliver. Not a great delivery. The bouncing ball still alive as Gomez kept it in there. Here's Noni. Now Alexander-Arnold again. Rolls it into the path of Morton. McAllister. Now Gakpo. Back to Alexis McAllister. And Alexander-Arnold, who's on the left-hand side here at the moment. Liverpool who need to do a bit of rejigging. Not in a hurry to, though. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold on the ball. Looking for something. Flicks it over the top for Nunez. Does well. Plays it off to Gakpo. Back to Nunez. Into the box, and the pass took a little deflection off Downs. Goes out for a Liverpool throw. Again, we've seen a very interesting technique from both teams tonight. I think Liverpool have prioritised just controlling this game. It's been something that's been highlighted from Arne Slot all the way through all of his press conferences as he demands control from his team. Wanting to control games, to dominate games, but control the pattern of a game. And I think so far what we've seen in this game is Liverpool have been in control. They've not rushed things. They've not kind of taken unnecessary risks. They've played the passes. They've got the ball to each and every player. They've given them a few touches. They've kind of settled into the game. And that goal from Nunez, maybe a slice of luck that it goes into his path initially, but good finish, good goal, and that will certainly settle Liverpool. Good possession again there. Endo gives it back to Jarell Quansah. Just spotted Alexis McAllister and Trey Noni have just switched sides at the moment. So Trey Noni's gone out to the right hand side and Alexis McAllister's gone to the left hand side in terms of that midfield. Harvey Elliott's come a bit further infield, so Trey Noni's gone wide out to the right hand side at the moment. So maybe a bit of adjustment there from Liverpool. As we have another goal at St James's Park to tell you about. Well, we know it's well documented. Brentford's home form has been fabulous this season, but their away form has left a lot to be desired. Just one draw from all of their away games this season in the Premier League. Well, they're not doing much better in this competition away from home because they're now 2-0 down. Newcastle, 2 goals to the good, and look to be cruising to a semi-final at the moment. Elliott trying to thread it through. Well, blocked and cleared away by Southampton. Newcastle's second goal scored by the man who scored the first goal, Sandro Tonali, with a brace on the night at St James's Park. Morton. Quansah. Now to Gomez. Trying to thread it through for Nunez, who just got a bit caught up with Jan Bednarek there. But Gomez does really well. Uses his experience to win Liverpool a throw. Although that's not a very experienced thing to do from Joe Gomez. Silly giveaway from the throw-in, but Liverpool's press wins it back. Elliott, Alexander-Arnold to Trey Newny. Pressed there by Ryan Manning. Newny did well to hold off the challenge. McAllister. Now Gomez. Lovely ball by Joe Gomez, and Cody Gakpo's away. Gakpo in the box looking for a teammate. Elliott charged down. Good block. Here's Gakpo, still alive for Liverpool here. Endo. Elliott. Back to Gomez. Lovely ball threaded through by Joe Gomez there to find Cody Gakpo through the lines. Beautifully threaded ball. Here he is again, Gomez. Gives it out wide to Gakpo this time. Gakpo trying to find a way through into the box. Chip to the back post. Newny. Header just wide of the target from the 17-year-old. Goal kick to Southampton. Some vote of confidence in Trey Newny tonight, starting a Carabao Cup quarter-final for Liverpool at just 17. Quite remarkable. Just goes to prove the level and quality of the top academies now that are bringing in through the top talent at such a young age. You know, we talk about the likes of Lamine Yamal coming through at Barcelona, and what he's doing is a whole other level. But we're starting to see it a bit more now, where you see more 17, 16, 17, even 18-year-olds in starting 11s and in latter stages of competitions now. Endo, nice ball through to Gakpo, through now to Harvey Elliott, 2-0. Liverpool double their lead, and Harvey Elliott rolls it into the nets to double Liverpool's lead on the night, and it looked as simple as you like. Southampton find themselves 5-0 down at half-time against Spurs at the weekend. Well, they're well on course to be going to another drubbing at home if they don't pick up this form tonight. Southampton 0, Liverpool 2, and it's Harvey Elliott, another man who needs a goal in minutes for Liverpool, and he gets Liverpool second on the night. Again, really integral between Endo and Gakpo is absolutely instrumental in this. Gakpo starts wide on the left. He continues his run in midfield, linking up with Wataru Endo on a 1-2. And then Gakpo just threads it through for Elliott, who makes the run into the box. And he just takes a nice first touch and kind of hits it. Takes a slight deflection off Ryan Manning for the second touch. And it goes into the back of the Southampton net. It is a Harvey Elliott goal, and it is his first of the season to boot. Southampton 0, Liverpool 2. Well, I'm sure Arne Slot wouldn't have been too nervous sitting up in the stands tonight for Liverpool, but what I would say is he can certainly maybe sit back a bit and relax a bit more now, knowing his side are 2-0 up. Of course, nothing's done and dusted yet, but the start from Liverpool tonight, 7 changes, albeit it's not a bit part side. Still a lot of senior players, still a lot of strong players. There's Nunez on the press. McCarthy got rid. So that was a strange back pass by Bednarek. It was a bit under hit, and McCarthy had to just thump it away. He had no other choice. Nunez was in a few yards of him. But one thing I do find baffling about this Southampton team is they continued with this playing out from the back system with no disrespect to the defenders, but none of them can play cute, intricate passes. They're quite telegraphed when they pass the ball. They're not clean, crisp passing. If you're not going to be clean and crisp passing it out from the back, then just abort the system completely. Especially, you need calmness and composure on the ball, which you don't see from this Southampton team at all. I mean, lack of composure all the way through the team. Here's a Rebo. Bit of spell here for Southampton and a bit of possession. Here's Bree. Into Downs. Again, Dibbling. Well marked and well marshalled there by Wataru Endo, who gets Liverpool on the break. Here's Nunez. 3-on-3 here for Liverpool. Nunez not in a hurry to get forward here. Does roll it to Gakpo. Southampton get bodies back. Gakpo not in a hurry to charge forward there. And Liverpool just recycle possession. Morton. Elliott. Alexander-Arnold. Goes for the cross. Strike by McAllister. Well saved by McCarthy. Again, lovely ball by Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool are having a bit of fun now. Nice ball into the box, and McAllister just waits for it. About 14 yards out, just a few yards behind the penalty spot. Very central, and he just kind of strives onto the ball and kind of sweeps it with his right foot. Targeted towards that bottom right corner, and Alex McCarthy makes a good save. Behind for a Liverpool corner. Less than 10 to go in the first half. And it's Southampton 0, Liverpool 2. As Harvey Elliott comes over to take this corner on the right hand side. Left footed delivery by Elliott. Nice whipped cross. Not the best of headers that there from Southampton as they clear their lines. But will go out for a Liverpool throw on the left hand side, which Joe Gomez will take. Gomez not in a hurry to take this throw. Plays it to Noni, who did well initially, Trey Noni, as Gomez closed down on the second ball and wins another throw. So 2-0 down, and with around less than about 8 minutes to go in the first half, Southampton, if they weren't playing defensive, solid football before this, they will certainly be throwing all 11 bodies, 10 outfield players back and trying to stifle Liverpool to half-time at least. As Liverpool will have a corner though here. As Mateus Fernandes couldn't keep it in. Joe Gomez giving Darwin Núñez a bit of tactical information there, as they both go to the back post for this corner. McAllister's first corner from this position was overhit. Let's see what he can deliver here. McAllister to whip it in, an in-swinger to the front post, flicked on by Núñez, but well blocked in there, and Núñez kind of bundled his man over. Free kick to Southampton. Well, I did say after Liverpool scored their opener through Darwin Núñez, I did say it kind of prompted a response from the home crowd. I'm not going to repeat word for what they said, but what they did say, verbatim in a sense, was you're just a sugar honey iced tea Andy Carroll, apparently. So you're apparently not as good as Andy Carroll, apparently, according to the Southampton fans. I think a few Liverpool fans would disagree, but I'd say a lot of Liverpool fans would disagree, but let's not go there. Just an interesting response. You don't often hear that. Just as soon as I heard it, I picked up on it and thought, that's a good talking point for Darwin Núñez. He's had his critics since joining Liverpool for big money. He did join. That's wonderful defending by Wataru Endo. Round of applause for the Japanese international there. As Liverpool give it away there initially, but well won back by McAllister. Although given away by McAllister. Dibbling, trying to cause trouble down that side, but Gomez ushered him out of play and wins Liverpool a throw. But initially, Wataru Endo, fabulous bit of defending. He's had his critics as well at Liverpool. But back to Darwin Núñez. A goal tonight. A 25-year-old Uruguayan. That was his first Carabao Cup goal this season. He's had just 2 Premier League goals this campaign. And 1 Champions League goal for Darwin Núñez. Strel Quansah did well, and Alexander-Arnold rolls that back to Quiveen Kelleher. Gomez, who's never scored for Liverpool. I love saying that. I mean, not to get at Joe Gomez, he's a centre-back for the majority of his career. It's not often centre-backs score, usually from headers from corners. But he's never scored in all of his career games in his whole career, whether it be at Liverpool or not, but he's never scored for Liverpool anyway. Here's Morton, who I believe has scored for Liverpool at senior level. Don't quote me on that. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Liverpool lead by 2-0. So weren't really going hell for leather here at the moment. Have a bit of a cushion. They're just looking to keep control of this game, not let it get away from them, as it more or less did in the latter stages of the first half in the Premier League game here over a month ago. And they gave away a penalty in the final few minutes of that first half. It was Kelleher that was the goalkeeper in that one as well. Saved the penalty and then actually conceded from the rebound as we have another goal, and it's come at the Emirates, and it's a big response because Arsenal have levelled against Crystal Palace. Get that in a moment, because here's Fernandes for Southampton. Matheus Fernandes, there's a collision in the box, but the fleck ball is overhit and there's nothing in that goal kick. As I was saying, Arsenal have equalised at the Emirates. It is 1-1 there now. Gabriel Jesus with that equaliser. It is Arsenal back in the game. You just see it again. Matheus Fernandes did well to hold up Endo at the byline, chops back, and then Bree, I think, just runs and slips into the back of Joe Gomez. There's nothing on Joe Gomez's fault there. That's why I didn't say it. I said there was a collision, but there's no foul. There's a slip there from James Bree. Elliott. Newny. Here is Harvey Elliott. He's playing cute football in the middle there, Liverpool. Nice touch by Alexander-Arnold. Did well. Into Morton. Now Newny. Rolls it towards McAllister. Got a bit cute with that one. Just about got away with it, did Alexis McAllister. Here's Gomez. Out to Gakpo on the left. And Cody Gakpo, who's got 4 Carabao Cup goals this season. The joint top goal scorer in the competition. He is joined, by the way, with Tom Ince from Watford. So Watford not in the competition anymore. So Gakpo can take the leading role of top goal scorer in this competition if he scores tonight. Quite a number of players on 3 goals as well. A few of the teams still not in the competition anymore. But Alejandro Garnacho, Ebereeze of Palace, Ethan Nwaneri, the youngster from Arsenal, as well on 3 Carabao Cup goals this season. Cody Gakpo leads that pile, the top of that pile so far. As McCarthy goes long again into the middle. It's where Southampton have a bit of a benefit here as Dibling's ball just well cut out by Joe Gomez. Got across well to the Englishman. Bree will take this throw on the right hand side. Real lack of red shirts up the field though for Southampton. Here is Dibling. Again closed out, but Gakpo got a bit cheap and gave it away as Endo comes crashing in. Will be a corner for Southampton, but nothing more. Just a corner. Again, has been there when he's been needed tonight so far with Tyrone Endo in multiple different roles. All across the back 4 and also in midfield, so he's been running here, there and everywhere as the Japanese international. And Southampton have a corner, their first of the game, on the right hand side with about 30 seconds or so to go in the first 45. Very congested 6-yard box. So delivery flicked away by Kelleher, but I think there's a foul anyway against the Liverpool keeper. Did well to actually get a touch on that if he was impeded. See it again. Yeah, he was massively impeded. He got a right hand to it. That's fabulous goalkeeping. It's Cameron Archer just leaning into Caoimhín Kelleher kind of stopping him from getting to the ball, and Kelleher certainly punched it away confidently. Was looking for, taking no excuses there was Kelleher, and he did well. Got the free kick anyway. 1 minute of additional time at the end of the first half. So that, Liverpool getting a bit sloppy in possession at the moment. As that's a free kick given away to Tyler Dibbling by Harvey Elliott, who I think doesn't agree with the referee's decision from his reaction there. A free kick for Southampton to more or less end the half. Half time, we will assess the other games, look ahead to tomorrow's game as well in the quarterfinals, and kind of recap this first half as well. So do stay with us at half time. Get your thoughts and feelings in the chat. It's Fernandez to deliver into the box. It's actually cleared away, but I think there's going to be another free kick here for a foul by Alexander Arnold on one of the Southampton players while that free kick was being delivered. So another free kick for Southampton. This one about 5-6 yards further forward. This time further to the left hand side, this one. And we've played over the minute, so this will be the last action of the half, surely. The referee sets up the defensive wall. It's Flynn Downs, Ryan Manning and Mateus Fernandez, sorry, James Bray, apologies. Manning and Fernandez were over that one. Let's see who takes this for Southampton. Fernandez just rolls it, Manning to lift it in, but that one too deep for anyone in there, and that is the end of the first half. A first half where it has been much better, much more confident, much more controlled from Liverpool than the last time they were at this ground this season. But it is not done and dusted yet. It's only 2-0, and anything can happen, especially in a cup competition. But it looks a bit comfortable for Liverpool at half-time. Southampton 0, Liverpool 2. Analysis on the way next. Welcome back to Carabao Cup Live this evening here in LFS. It is half-time in our quarter-final game this evening between Southampton and Liverpool at St Mary's. Darwin Nunez and Harvey Elliott the goal scorers for the visitors this evening. In the other two games, it is well into the second half at the Emirates. Between Arsenal and Crystal Palace in the 62nd minute. It is Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 1. If it stays as it is, it will go to penalties after the 90 minutes tonight. No extra time. Straight to pens if that was to end in a draw, as will any of the games in the competition. So that is the case this evening there at half-time at St James's Park. They are about to come out for the second half any moment now. But it is Newcastle 2, Brentford 0. Brentford with work to do on the road as they have done all of this season. Not a great home or away form this season for Brentford. And St James's Park, a tough place to go. And Sandro Tonali's 2 goals in that first half has Newcastle in a bit of a cushion at the moment. Right, so as it stands, it looks like Newcastle and Liverpool are heading towards the semi-finals, and still to be decided between the other two teams in action tonight in that London derby. But it is all about looking ahead to tomorrow night's game, which we will do in a few minutes. But let's kind of recap that first half from the game here at St Mary's, Southampton 0, Liverpool 2. And basically, I would say it's very different. You know, I commentated on the game here at St James's, or at St Mary's. It's because it has Saint in the name. It's confusing. But at St Mary's a few weeks ago in the Premier League game, and what I saw in that first half, from Liverpool especially, I'll get on to Southampton in a moment, but from Liverpool in that first half in that Premier League game a few weeks ago, I saw a side that had control of the game for about 20-25 minutes, but then kind of went sloppy, went loose, went open with their passing. And it was actually a game, I said at half-time, it was 1-1 at half-time, and I said at my half-time analysis, both teams should be ashamed of themselves at half-time because they were both god-awful in the first half. And the fact that they had both scored were down to either mistakes or really poor play or really bad defending. But this game, very different. Tonight I've seen a Liverpool team that have been calm, have been composed, have been controlled in possession. And yes, maybe it could be the factor of different managers at Southampton, so maybe they've gone for a different technique and Liverpool have adapted a different way in the game and whatever that may be. But one thing I would mention to compare the two games is, yes, Liverpool have made 7 changes, but tonight they look much more controlled in possession. And I think they've sometimes when you make changes to a team, you do become automatically, kind of subconsciously, a bit more conservative in the way you play. You know that you've maybe got a young player in midfield, not that you distrust that young player, but maybe you kind of, the senior players say, look, I'll take charge, we'll not take any unnecessary risks. It is a cup game, it's win and you're in, or lose and you're out, basically, in that sense. Obviously, if that were the case. So maybe the senior players are taking charge and go, look, we're not going to take unnecessary risks. We're just going to let this game settle, let ourselves settle into the game. And that's clearly what we've seen in that first half from Liverpool. Speaking about the goals, well, I mean, the first goal just comes from a pure mistake. I mean, it's really good play by Liverpool. They play under pressure. They break away from that pressure. Really good dribbling by Alexander-Arnold. He breaks into that kind of edge of the centre circle in his own half. He kind of chips it forward. Excuse me, I took a big inhale there. He steps forward into the centre circle, chips it forward. It kind of comes off Jan Bednarek, flicked it in behind, and then Darwin Nunez runs onto the ball, takes a beautiful first touch, and kind of just side foots it past Alex McCarthy in the Southampton goal, and just gives Liverpool the lead. Really well worked. Bit of a mistake by Southampton, but a bit of luck for Liverpool, and they pounce upon it. The second at Liverpool goal comes from really nice intricate play through the lines. Beautiful between by Endo and Gakpo, who comes off the left side. Does Gakpo, strides across. Nice 1-2 with Wataru Endo, and then he squeezes it in between a few Southampton players. Does Gakpo into the space for Harvey Elliott, striving onto the ball into the box. He kind of strikes it with his right, take a slight deflection off Ryan Manning, and finds the bottom left corner of the net. But again, the two Liverpool goals, very well worked. One maybe a mistake, one really nicely worked in between the lines. But again, take nothing away from Liverpool in that first half. They were absolutely very different from the game that they had against Southampton here a few weeks ago. And we say no two games are the same, and that is true. No two games, you know, usually when you play a team in one competition and then you play them again a few weeks later, there's a very different dynamic. Maybe you've learnt a bit more, both managers, both kind of teams have learnt a bit more about the teams, and they're kind of a bit more settled in their possession, a bit more settled in their tactics. But this, a very different night, very different regime. In terms of Southampton, quickly, before we move on to the other games and on to tomorrow night's game, Southampton, I think, have been really poor in that first half. I think they've gone for an idea of playing that 5-4-1. Cameron Archer is the man up top, bank of 4 midfield, and a bank of 5 at the back, trying to spread the pitch, close the spaces, keep Liverpool penned away, and probably push them wider, and then try and push them out for throw-ins and things like that, and kind of stifle them that way. For a while it worked. I think Southampton were quite comfortable. For a time, Liverpool were struggling to find the passing lanes through the middle a bit early on, but once they got a bit of confidence, maybe they switched a few players about, made a few tweaks in the middle and kind of adapted into the game. Liverpool found a lot more space. They were getting into areas they weren't getting into in the first 15-20 minutes, and Southampton just had no real response to that. They just decided 5-4-1, let's see how we do. And so far, the quality of Liverpool has just shone through because they've adapted and they've found a way of working around that Southampton team at the moment, and it's working. For Southampton, again, poor mistakes. Already in the Premier League this season, they've made 11 errors leading directly to goals, the most of any team in the Premier League. 11 of the goals they've conceded this season in the league has come from errors leading to goal. And again, that's another one. They hadn't conceded one of those opportunities in the season, this one, but Jan Bednarek's mistake, an error leading to a goal, and it's just really poor. And then the second one is just really poor marking. I mean, how Cody Gakpo was allowed to strive into space in the central areas is just a bit weak from Southampton. But overall, I think Liverpool have been the better team. Southampton have been poor in and out of possession at times. They've offered really little to nothing for Liverpool in that first half. Just one shot for Southampton compared to Liverpool's 7. So Liverpool controlling a lot of the game, and the scoreline certainly reflects that. Right, so that is the first half at St Mary's. Other games, as I said, Arsenal still drawing, a bit ahead of myself. Arsenal drawing with Crystal Palace. Palace took the lead in that one after 4 minutes. Jean-Philippe Mateta with the opener, assisted by his goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, to give Palace the lead. Gabriel Jesus then levelled for Arsenal in the 54th minute of the game. It is still 1-1 with around 20 minutes to go. And a reminder that any of the games tonight, if they are level after 90 minutes, we will be going to a penalty shootout. It doesn't look that way at the moment at St James's Park. They're 5 minutes into the second half there up in the northeast, and it is 2 Sandro Tonali goals that have Newcastle in comfortable control of that game at the moment, but still work to do if they want to get through to the semi-final stage. They actually got to the final in the 2023 edition, where they were beaten by Manchester United, but they would love to get back there and get closer to lifting a trophy to Newcastle, a club desperately in need of a trophy at this moment. So those are the other games. Quickly then, looking ahead to tomorrow night. What a night it will be tomorrow. Tottenham taking on Manchester United. What a game, as Ange Postecoglou, whose team thumped Southampton 5-0 at the weekend, and Man United, who'd had an unbelievable weekend, coming back late with Amad Diallo's late goal to win the game for United in the derby away at Manchester City, to put even more woes into Pep Guardiola's team. But a wonderful comeback for Ruben Amorim's United, and they'll take on Ange Postecoglou's Spurs, which will be a precursor, of course, to a game later on in the season. But looking forward to that one tomorrow night. It's going to be an absolute cracker. We're hoping for 2 semi-strong sides, and hoping for a bit of youngsters, but also a lot of quality, a lot of talent, and a very high-scoring game, a good game, hopefully, tomorrow evening. Tottenham, not the best they certainly score goals, but they also certainly give up goals. United, not the most clean in front of goal. We will see what can happen tomorrow night, but that is an exciting one to look forward to. Between those two, of course, Man United, of course, 2023 winners of the competition, and Spurs haven't won a trophy since 2008. There's a good mix in this year's quarterfinals of teams that haven't won a trophy in a long time, and a mix of teams that have been here before, have been here recently, and would love to do it again. We talk about Newcastle, Liverpool and United, 3 of the last 4 finals. Sorry, 2 of the last 3 finals, including all those teams. Then Southampton, who got to the semis a few years ago, when they were beaten by Newcastle in the semis in that year that Newcastle got to the final. Spurs haven't won a trophy since 2008. Newcastle haven't won a trophy in a long while. Brentford got late into the competitions in their first season in the Premier League a few seasons ago. Palace were in a semi-final of an FA Cup a few years ago. And Arsenal, of course, haven't won a trophy since the FA Cup in 2020. So it's been a while since they've won a trophy as well, and they would love a trophy. Those Arsenal fans at this moment and this competition could be their chance. Right, second half between Southampton and Liverpool is on the way in just a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Carabao Cup Live here on LFS this evening. Don't forget tomorrow's final quarter-final at 4 of 4 as Tottenham take on Manchester United tomorrow 8 o'clock live on LFS. And to put some dates in your calendar for the new year, start of 2025, and we get off to a great start because we will have the first leg of the semi-finals here on the weekend of the 6th of January here on LFS, and the second legs are quite a few weeks later, 4 weeks later, in the first week of February. And the final, of course, a bit later as well this week on the 16th of March. So that is what's to come. We are about to get underway for the second half between Southampton and Liverpool. And we're looking forward to seeing what can happen in the second half. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That would be greatly appreciated, and we thank each and every one of you for joining us here this evening for this Carabao Cup quarter-final. As well, the semi-final draw, by the way, we will have live tomorrow night. I'm not too sure when it's taking place, but we will certainly let you know tomorrow evening for the Carabao Cup semi-final draw. As we are awaiting the players to come back out onto the fields for this second half. I'm watching some clips from the darts at the moment, which I'm not too sure why I've seen that, but there we are. I'll actually inform you, the draw for the semi-final will take place after the game tomorrow evening, Tottenham Man United, so that will be around about 10:30 tomorrow evening. So we will see what happens there. We have changes as well at half-time. Lots of action to get you up to date with as we get off for the second half. Here at St Mary's. As there's one of the substitutes lost the ball there, but Trey Newny won it back, but the referees pulled it back for a foul here on Mateus Fernandes. Liverpool did make a double sub at half-time. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Joe Gomez came off at half-time, and Tsimikas swaps in at left-back for Gomez, and Federico Chiesa has come on for Liverpool. So Chiesa getting his first minutes in a while for Liverpool. As Southampton's free kick goes well wide of the mark there. I'll try and figure out what this setup will be for Liverpool in this second half. I'm trying my best to figure it out at this moment in time. It's an interesting, intriguing setup for the second half. I think Tyler Morton's gone to right back at the moment, it looks like, for Liverpool there. So here's Kostas Tsimikas, who also has returned from injury as of recently for Liverpool. Kelleher goes long. A flick on in the midfield as it's brought down by Endo, and he's taken down for a free kick for Liverpool. By the way, I didn't mention before we just came back there, Arsenal have taken the lead against Crystal Palace. Gabriel Jesus with his second of the night has Arsenal 2-1 up with around 13 minutes to go. So a narrow lead for the Gunners. Haven't been in a semi-final in a few years since Liverpool beat them back in 2022 in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. No changes for the home side, by the way, at half-time, so just 2 changes for Liverpool during the break. So it just looks like Harvey Elliott's dropped into midfield where Morton was playing. Morton's dropped to where Alexander-Arnold was playing, and then Chiesa's gone into where Elliott was playing in the first half out in that right wing. So a few bits of jigging around down that right-hand side of Liverpool for the second half. Here's Quansah. Breaking forward, plays it into Morton, rolls it out to Chiesa. He will take it on and play the ball forward to Morton. Bit overhit that one from Federico Chiesa. Morton there trying to challenge, Chiesa battling as well, but the last touch off a Liverpool player. Throw into Southampton. Liverpool win it back in midfield. Newny. Nice turn there. Finds Tsimikas, now Gakpo. Beats past Dibbling, gets to McAllister, sorry, now Newny. Liverpool Just passing it around. As they did it for a lot of that first half, it was a lot of Liverpool possession in the first half. I expect more of the same in the second, of course, but just no hurry. Chiesa, who would be another player that Liverpool fans will be intrigued to watch tonight. To see, signed in the summer, their only official signing of the summer was Federico Chiesa. Of course, they signed Georgi Marmadashvili, but he won't be joining until next season. But, what a ball by Tsimikas. Gakpo didn't get the touch on the end of it. It was actually James Bree that got the touch. Corner to Liverpool. Lovely ball by Tsimikas in between the centre-back and the wing-back, as James Bree might have hurt himself as he kicked that one behind. So, maybe a bit of a hamstring injury there, I think. It looks like. There's like a right backs for Southampton, and I think they're going to bring on Yukinari Sugawara, who's getting ready on the sidelines, it looks like, for Southampton. He's still tipping himself up while James Bree gets a bit of treatment, but I'm sure, it's the word's worst kept secret at the moment. We know they're going to make a substitution, and they're just going to try and stall time here, Southampton, to try and get this substitution made. So a bit of an enforced one for Simon Rusk to have to make at the start of the second half. Well, of course, he is in interim charge, is Simon Rusk, until Southampton find a permanent manager. But one of the questions I saw popping up in recent days is who would take the job? Who would confidently feel that relegation on their CV? Because at this point, it's going to be a big job for anyone who comes in here on a permanent basis to try and save Southampton from relegation. Another goal for at the Emirates this evening, and it should be all done and dusted. Arsenal have made it 3-1, and it's that man again, Gabriel Jesus, with a hat-trick on the night. 3-1 Arsenal. Liverpool corner. Delivered, whipped into, but again too deep, and goes behind for a goal kick. Another deep ball by McAllister. Not on target, that one. As is it, Gabriel Jesus with a hat-trick on the night. Could he have been the answer for Arsenal all along? A centre-forward, playing centre-forward. Goodness me, what a shock. Especially nowadays. It's not often you see that. But there we are. James Bree isn't going to come off here, actually. He's just been brought back on, which I find a bit strange. They've just decided to try and get Sugawara ready, and in the end he's not going to be coming onto the field. Thought I heard a whistle there. The referee didn't blow his whistle. Strange that. Here's Endo into Tsimikas. Back to Wataru Endo. Kwanzaa. Another player. Actually hasn't played very much this season, Jarell Kwanzaa. For Liverpool. Did play the two previous rounds in the Carabao Cup. The win away at Brighton and the win against West Ham at home for Jarell Kwanzaa. But in terms of Premier League, he's only started one Premier League game this season. That was away at Ipswich on match day 1 of the season. Did Jarell Kwanzaa, and he was substituted at half time. It's Chiesa with the ball forward. Nunez didn't read it correctly as Southampton get back into shape, and Harwood Bellis knocks it back to McCarthy. Right, it goes to Manning on the left. Nice ball. Again, Morton there to win it back, but trailing down Ryan Manning in the process. Free kick Southampton. Very stop-start second half so far here on the south coast. I think the rain's certainly settled from a very wet and miserable first half. Sure, it wouldn't have been as wet and miserable for those Liverpool fans who've travelled all the way down here tonight, seeing their side winning at the moment. Over 2,000 Liverpool fans have travelled all the way down. And they're making their voice heard this evening, as the travelling cop always does. Tsimikas. Kwanzaa. No hurry at all here in this Liverpool play, I have to say. But again, there's no need. You know, this is a game tonight where Liverpool made changes knowing that it's a good game for players to get minutes. It's a good game to build confidence in the side for the win, and a good win would have been great for the team confidence this evening, just offside there on Nunez as the ball was played through. But, you know, they've not really been tested tonight. You know, they've not been on the back foot much, if at all, this evening. They've found a kind of comfortable, settled way of playing in this first half, and in this game so far, in the first half. I don't think Southampton have really done much to kind of rejig it or change it or kind of offer something different, because it's just been all the same. Well, another goal at the Emirates, and it is not a game that's over just yet, maybe. Eddie Nketiah, the former Arsenal man, scores for Crystal Palace. It's 3-2 at the Emirates now. Game is not over yet. They've about 5 minutes or so of normal time to go. Palace might feel that there's a late goal that could carry them to penalties here tonight at the Emirates. We'll see if that's the case. Endo tried to force it through there to Nunez, who couldn't quite reach it. Crystal Palace, I mean, you couldn't write it was in the script tonight. Of course, Eddie Nketiah, the former Arsenal player, scoring against his former team tonight. I mean, you could have wrote that. There's a few Crystal Palace players on the bench tonight. Eddie Nketiah came off the bench for Palace that played for Arsenal. Matt Turner as well was a former Arsenal goalkeeper. I'll get to that in a moment, because here comes Manning for Southampton. Well, closed down by McAllister, but again, Liverpool didn't keep possession there. Downs. I would. Well, Southampton aren't down and out yet. The ball into the box, headed away by Kwanzaa. Taken down well by Tsimikas. Now gets Nunez on the turn. And he's got bodies ahead of him. Not Gakpo. He's got Chiesa, but Gakpo is a long way to chase there, but he's not going to see the flag go up, is he? Flag didn't go up, but the referees had an issue with something else a bit earlier on. If they would show me the wide angle, they could be able to tell me what that was, but I've no idea what it was at the moment. I would like to know. Something about Flynn Downs here, and a few Liverpool players as well. So Flynn Downs has got a yellow card, Harvey Elliott's got a yellow card, but I have got absolutely no idea what for. Let's see it again. Nunez strides away. Yeah, the kind of... I mean, that's just idiotic, really. I mean, what's that? I mean, Flynn Downs is just gripsing Harvey Elliott there for no reason. I mean, that's just idiotic. So idiotic. Like, it's just bizarre. Really bizarre. Both players got a yellow card for that situation. I think Liverpool got the free kick out of that one. I mean, from what I could see, they deserved a free kick. I think the referee initially played the advantage. And I think the flag was going to go up against Gakpo, so he pulled it back for a free kick. I think that is what has happened there. As Nyoni tried to nip that one forward. Nunez in a tussle with Bednarek, and it will be a free kick. Bednarek and Nunez hugging it out there when they had a grapple of each other. Two very contrasting different grapples. Downs and Elliott getting a bit nasty, and Bednarek and Nunez ending up hugging it out. Very contrasting. Fabulous. 12 minutes or so gone in the second half. Still 2-0 to Liverpool. I mean, at this rate, just have to keep an eye on what's happening about the composure of Liverpool tonight, because there's been a few stray passes. There's another one off Endo, and it's taken a deflection as he goes down in the middle there, Endo. And here comes Cameron Archer. Steps across. Archer gets a goal back. Southampton aren't dead and buried yet. And Liverpool might have another scare on the cards here in the South Coast. Cameron Archer with a beautiful bit of quality. It's so unfortunate for Wataru Endo, who got absolutely whacked by the ball. And it deflected off his head and went straight into the path of Cameron Archer on the turn. Really poor from Liverpool, really. Just allows him to step onto his right. A wonderful finish by Cameron Archer. Let him kind of build up the power, steps onto his preferred foot, and he just curls it into that far corner. Wonderful goal. And I said, Southampton need something in this game to bring them back to life. Well, that might have just risen them from the dead. Cameron Archer with a wonderful goal. Archer by name, Archer by nature. Southampton 1, Liverpool 2. Game is certainly back on now. That's his 5th of the season and his 3rd in the Carabao Cup, so he's vying for top goal scorer as well at the moment. So with over 30 minutes to go in the Premier League game, it was 2-1 to Southampton. And Liverpool won 3-2. With around 30 minutes to go in the League Cup game, it's 2-1 to Liverpool. We'll see. Another goal at St James's Park to tell you about, and it is now surely done and dusted in that All Premier League tie between Newcastle and Brentford. It is now 3-0 to Newcastle United. And that goal scorer was Fabian Schär. And I said a bit earlier that James Bree went down and was going to be replaced by Sugawara. Well, they opted against that about 5-10 minutes ago, and they have now made that substitution. So Sugawara is on, and he has just replaced James Bree. So some fresh legs for the Southampton team. And maybe, just maybe, the tide could be turning. It's a wonderful goal by Cameron Archer. He had barely a kick tonight, in a sense. He barely got involved, and by no fault of his own, really. Southampton feel a bit confident here. Sugawara with the ball into the box, and good save by Kelleher. Morton gets it away. Certainly confidence in this Southampton side now. Liverpool a bit at sea here. Sugawara delivers in again. Brought down by Fernandez. Great block in there by Jarrell Kwanzaa, who had to get away in the way of it. But Southampton have been certainly risen from the dead here. Wonderful ball by Sugawara. Bouncing into the box, and I think it was Archer again that got on the end of it. Great save by Kelleher, who hadn't much time to react. Liverpool then scramble it away. It comes back out to Sugawara, who delivers again. And this one brought down by Mateus Fernandez and blocked behind for a corner. What a last few minutes we've had here. From Liverpool in cruise control to now Southampton blasting their way back into the game. Fernandez with the delivery. Palmed behind. Actually, I thought it was palmed behind by Kelleher. Don't think the Liverpool keeper got anything on that one. Goal kick. Say it again. We'll see the first save. Absolutely wonderful save by Kelleher. He's made some cracking saves at Liverpool so far over the last few seasons. That might go up there with quite a few of them, as Liverpool are going to make a change here. Diogo Jota, who scored a late equaliser against Fulham on Saturday. He's coming on. And I think he's replacing Darwin Nunez up front, so a straight swap at centre forward. And Alexis McAllister, who's getting crucial minutes after being suspended for the last game. He's coming off, and he's going to be replaced by James McConnell, another young player for Liverpool. So Jota and McConnell have come on, and they've replaced Cody Gakpo, and Alexis McAllister. So Gakpo is the one to leave the field. Nunez has stayed on. So maybe a bit of a front two maybe for Liverpool? Or just maybe Jota going out to the left, Nunez through the middle. I've just seen that third goal from Newcastle, and that's absolutely awful defending by Brentford. Just wow. Speaking of close games, they're into the 94th minute of 95 at the Emirates, and Palace are pushing for that late equaliser. It hasn't emerged just yet, but maybe a bit of a hold on for Arsenal to do late in that game, just to see it out in a tight affair in the end. I think Liverpool kind of lost their footing in this game, lost their control again. I'm sure Arne Slot's made those changes, wanting to recompose the team and just go back to controlling this match and maybe try and get a third just to take it away from Southampton again, because they've come ever so close, Southampton, from being 2-0 down to almost level in the game. It's come one big save of a difference from Caoimhín Kelleher, who's was barely tested before the first goal for Southampton, who'd barely had a kick in anywhere near Liverpool's box for the majority of the game. But that's how football works sometimes. It's not over till it's over. That's why we love it. Kelleher to Tsimikas, linking up with Traynuni. Back to Tsimikas. So Liverpool have one substitute left in the game. They've made 4 in total. Both full-backs, a midfielder and an attacker. Their changes so far this evening. Just the one more they will be allowed to make. Southampton have made just the one so far, and that was an enforced one really from James Bree for Sugawara. 25 minutes to go. Southampton 1, Liverpool 2. And I can tell you, Arsenal have squeaked through. So there are our first semi-finalists. Arsenal will be in the final 4, as they have just beaten Crystal Palace by 3-2. Very tight 5-goal affair at the Emirates. Kwanzaa puts his team under a bit of pressure. Endo chasing for the ball. Aribo there to battle with him. Aribo holds it up well, as Wood does well to get it out to Harwood Bellis. Under pressure from Jota, and a free kick for Southampton. Ooh, the referee's not allowing the game to restart yet. He's tying his shoelaces. They tell you this is a first time for everything. I've never seen that before. A referee tying his shoelaces. Waiting, holding the free kick for the tie his shoelaces. I love that. Love it. Only in cup games like this would you see things like that. Love it. It's going to be certainly an exciting semi-final setup, whatever are the outcomes of any of these games tonight. It's Downs, a bit loose in midfield as McConnell headed it forward, but Downs there to intercept and bring it back into Southampton control. Here's Dibbling, trying to break away. Tsimikas in a tussle. Dibbling does well, holds on to the ball on the right flank. Again, does well to get it back to Downs. Southampton look to control a bit of possession here for the moment. So the ball comes out to Dibbling again, trying to roll it through to Sugawara. The referee said no foul. Sugawara incessant. He felt he was tugged at by one of the Liverpool players, but the referee, Simon Hooper, says no. As we see it again, yeah, there's nothing in that. They're both tugging at each other there, Traynuni and Yukinari Sugawara. So it is just a goal kick to Liverpool. I can see why Sugawara is frustrated, but he's got a hold of Traynuni as well. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, really. There's nothing in that. So just a goal kick there was given for Liverpool. Morton goes long with this ball. Jota the pressure, but Harwood Bellis does well to get it back to his keeper. Into Downs. Sugawara. Back to Harwood Bellis through the middle. Nice ball into Dibbling, but gets it stuck under his feet. McConnell does well. Finds Jota. Diogo Jota. Striding onto the ball, edge of the box, rolls it for Chiesa. And a good block there by Harwood Bellis, puts it behind for the corner. Well, really good interception in the middle by Liverpool. McConnell picks it up, finds Jota, just rolls it into the path of Chiesa. And I think Harwood Bellis has actually saved the blushes of Federico Chiesa here, because it wasn't going on target, I don't think. That chance. Elliott was lurking though, so Harwood Bellis had to put it behind in case Elliott got a touch on it. Liverpool get the corner. Tsimikas to take for the first time tonight for the Greek. Tsimikas with the delivery. Flicked away at the near post. McConnell flicks it round. Nice bit of skill there. As Jota beaten off the ball though. As Southampton want to counter, but that's good defending, good covering by Tyler Morton. And Liverpool haven't given up on this attack just yet. Here's Chiesa down the right hand side. Up against his man. Chiesa looks to curl it. Curls it to the back post, but a bit too much. As Harvey Elliott will keep it alive though. On the left hand side. Back to Tsimikas, who will whip one in. Jota beats past his man, but I think he might have got a tug on his man there, did Jota. Free kick to Southampton. And they want to take the free kick quickly. They do the Saints. Lovely touch in the middle there by Aribo it was, and Southampton break away from the pressure. About 20 minutes to go. Southampton 1, Liverpool 2, and certainly a good game as Morton kicks that one away. Deft touch by Chiesa. Does really well in a tight area. Does really well there. Does the Italian for Liverpool. Got a ride cheer from the Liverpool fans there in reaction to that touch from Chiesa. Lovely touch on a wet, windy night to take such a clean touch right on the touchline. Here's Tyler Morton. Across to Wataru Endo. Nice Tsimikas. Back to Endo again. Kwanzaa. Into McConnell. Does well, plays it off to Tsimikas. Liverpool just trying to keep control of this game by possessing the football and keeping the ball moving. And here's James McConnell, who I haven't spoke about since coming on, 20-year-old. In the under-21s at Liverpool at the moment is James McConnell. His last involvement in a first-team action for Liverpool was in the Luton game back in February. He was actually on the bench against Girona last week in that game. Or a few weeks ago, sorry. No, sorry, it was last Tuesday. James McConnell was involved for against Girona, but just on the bench. But his last senior involvement for Liverpool actually came in a 6-1 win at home in the Europa League last season. 6-1 against Sparta Prague in the round of 16 of the Europa League. And also played in that game against Southampton in the FA Cup back in the 5th round in February of last year. Right, away from that, Southampton are going to make changes. It looks like Paul Onuachu's coming on, who caused Liverpool troubles in the Premier League game. He's coming on, and also coming on is going to be Kamaldeen Sulemana. So Sulemana and Onuachu on, and Cameron Archer, the Southampton goal scorer, is coming off alongside Flynn Downs. So Downs and Archer off, and Onuachu and Sulemana on for Southampton. Morton gets it to Endo. There's Onuachu on the chase here. Oh, and it gets Liverpool in a bit of bother as Onuachu's presence caused Liverpool problems as he's trying to stride through. Good recovery by Tsimikas as now Kwanzaa just settles Liverpool again. But Onuachu with a bit of pressure there on Liverpool. He didn't even have to do anything, he just had to be there, and it caused Liverpool a few worries. in possession. It's going to be a free kick here for Southampton, going against, I think, Harvey Elliott there. We maybe got a little toe in on one of the Southampton players, so a free kick for the Saints. He's got some height in him as well, Paul Anuachu. For a centre forward, he's got some height. Well, Mateus Fernandes will take this free kick for Southampton. He's actually over 2 metres tall, Paul Onuachu, 2 metres and 1 centimetre. As the delivery in to Onuachu! I think he's offside. He was. Getting excited there. Offside against Southampton. And there's a Liverpool player down here, which is not a great sign. For Liverpool fans, that is. Yeah. Ooh. Might have been just on there. Actually, I think Chiesa might have been playing him on. I think it's Wataru. Is that Wataru Endo that went down in the box for Liverpool? It is, and he's just setting up now after receiving a bit of treatment. So, slight stoppage here, which reminds me to tell you, don't forget another quarter-final in the Carabao Cup to come tomorrow night as Tottenham take on Manchester United. A cracker at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tomorrow, 8 o'clock on LFS. So with 15 minutes to go, this game's still open for anything to happen. Late. Anything can still happen. And remember, if any of the games this evening end in a draw, penalties will be the deciding factor as to who will go through. No extra time tonight, which, for me, I'm quite happy with. I don't like extra time. It's just 30 minutes wasted, and especially in a very congested season for all these players at the top level now, it is just an unnecessary extra 30 minutes, and clearly the EFL have come to that conclusion as well for this competition, and just penalties for these rounds. But the semi-final, I believe the semi-final second leg and the final have extra time still in the competition. That's how Liverpool won the final back in February. That header from Virgil van Dijk won the game in the 118th minute or something of that one. Here's Elliott trying to rescue something for Liverpool and gets them a throw and does some acrobatic lift to get himself off the floor there. Does Harvey Elliott. Liverpool in no hurry to get going here because they are the team leading by the 1 goal with around about 13 minutes remaining of normal time. As Wataru Endo, who was off the field there for a moment after receiving his treatment, is back on. So Onuachu tried to win the ball back. Good covering by Morton and wins the throw for Liverpool off Paul Onuachu. Chiesa went down there wanting a foul, but the referee saw no issue. Now Southampton have the ball back. Harwood Bellis to Bednarek. Back to Taylor Harwood Bellis. Spin one forward. Lovely first ball, but dribbling intercepted there by Wataru Endo. He's kind of backed himself into a corner there, but Southampton give him an out by giving him a free kick with his fellow Japanese there giving Liverpool the free kick. Well, if we look at the stats from the second half, Liverpool have had 70% possession, but without a shot on target are the visitors. Southampton have had 3 shots, 2 on target. Liverpool have had just 1 shot, but none of them on target, which has contributed to this kind of swinging back of the pendulum towards Southampton slightly in the latter stages of this game. Here's McConnell to Morton, out to Elliott. Not really seen much through the lines from Liverpool recently. Here's McConnell though, nice turn, finds Tsimikas out in the left. Now to Trey Newny, who has been playing all over the field tonight, left and right. Further forward has Trey Newny. As Morton puts it into a tight area, but McConnell couldn't keep the ball, as it's won back by Onuachu, and Liverpool maybe a bit laboured in their play there. Sugawara. Newny trying to apply the press as Liverpool close Southampton in, back to their own goal line there. Nice interception by Tsimikas, and Liverpool have bodies up the field. Tsimikas to deliver. Elliott was the target, couldn't keep it. Jota tries to keep it alive. Elliott does well at getting Liverpool back in possession. Probably better from Liverpool that. Elliott over the top. Chiesa wasn't given the chance to get on the ball there. Good defending by Southampton. There's Jota trying to battle for it back. Up against Sulemana. Morton tried for a go for a flick, but does well and just keeps the ball to Jarell Quansah. Goal at St James's Park. I don't know if it's too late. I would say it would be, because they're into the 92nd minute. But it is 3-1. Brentford have got a goal back, but too little too late it seems in that one. And it is 3-1. Certainly a lot of goals tonight. Every team involved tonight has found the back of the net. All 6 teams have scored at least once. And Brentford the last of the teams to do that. Johan Vissa with that goal, but surely just a consolation at this late stage. Otherwise we would have some cracker of an end there at St James's Park, but it is still 3-1 to Newcastle heading into additional time there. Elliott, Endo, 10 minutes to go here at St Mary's. Liverpool leading by 2-1. A big credit to their goalkeeper at the moment, Liverpool having still kept that lead. Tsimikas looking to deliver one. Nunez tried to overhead kick it, couldn't stretch for it, just a bit behind him. Here's Newny. Tsimikas. Now McConnell. Back from Tsimikas into Jarell Quansah. Morton. Elliott. Liverpool moving it in between the lines as Morton tried to battle for it back, and Chiesa not on the same page there as his teammates. Kind of a no man's land. Quansah steps in. Chiesa beaten off the ball, but Morton there to intercept. Liverpool keep the possession for the moment. Southampton kind of backed themselves into their own half at the moment here. Just looking for it to do a bit of defending for the moment are the home side. Here is Jota. He's come quite deep there, Diogo Jota. Almost in the midfield of Liverpool there. It's Kelleher to Quansah. McConnell sprays it out to Morton. Down the right is Chiesa, but easily beaten off the ball by Manning. Morton couldn't get past him as Manning now, breaking down the left, rolls it into Aribo. Across it comes. And Newny getting it away for Liverpool in the middle as Elliott pops it up to Nunez, who's tussling and battling with Sugawara, but Sugawara comes away with the ball. Dibbling, overstretching it as McConnell thumps it away. But again, that's just reinvented and reinvigorated Southampton here. 7.5 to go. Just that little step forward by Manning gets them into the final third and gets them a chance as Manning delivers. Away by Tsimikas, brought down by Jota. Just about holds on to the ball, Jota, but run into a wall and Sugawara there, and Dibbling. Out to Sugawara. Now Wood. To Manning. Down the left it comes. Sulemana with the ball in. Onuachu's missed his kick. And it's cleared away by Tsimikas, but Southampton are growing in confidence. Chiesa gives it away again, Manning. And Morton clears it away. Liverpool have really, every time Southampton apply pressure, it almost looks like Liverpool just crumble. At the moment. Wonderful first ball, and Onuachu just misses his kick completely. Maybe a slice of luck there for Liverpool, but if Onuachu hits that, it's 2-2. As they're going to make more changes now, are Southampton. Adam Lallana and Ben Burton Diaz have come on, and they've replaced Joe Aribo and Jan Bednarek. So Burton Diaz and Lallana on, Aribo and Bednarek off. Of course, Adam Lallana, the former Liverpool player. And look at them here. Sugawara. Good block by Tsimikas. Southampton certainly buoyed by this at the moment. Adam Lallana, who had to come off early in that game against Liverpool, here for Southampton in the Premier League game back in early November. He's back and he's fit and he's playing tonight for the final 6 minutes to try and strive Southampton into a good place. Sugawara to deliver this long throw. Into the box it goes. Up in the air it went from Wataru Endo. And the flag is going to go up here against Southampton for an offside. Tyler Dibbling, I believe, was offside there. And impacting the situation. So, free kick to Liverpool. As they're going to make a change of their own now. And Trey Nyoni is going to leave the field. The young 17-year-old who's made a 85-minute cameo to be proud of tonight. Trey Nyoni. And he's going to be replaced by Jayden Dans, another young player for Liverpool who scored twice against Southampton in the FA Cup game back in February. So has history of scoring against this opposition. But back then they were a championship side, of course. And that was at Anfield, that game. Very different circumstances tonight, as that ball by Nunez is an absolute thumper for no reason. As Tyler Morton couldn't keep that one in, and I don't think anybody would have kept that one in. Really a bizarre ball. Liverpool, their own worst enemy at the minute. Here's Ryan Manning off the left to take this throw. 4 minutes plus additional time. Long throw by Manning. Flecked on. Headed away by Elliott. And flecked behind for a corner by Diogo Jota as Howard Bellis tries to get the crowd going for this. Laid on. It's going to be Mateus Fernandes that will take the corner. Southampton feeling something here. Lots of bodies in the 6-yard box here. Southampton deliver to the back post, and that one's overhit. Goal kick. Kelleher takes that goal kick then. As Wataru Endo thumps it over the top. Well controlled by Howard Bellis. As McCarthy into Wood, who's pressured by Nunez. And given away by McCarthy. Here is Jayden Dans. Jota. Now to Tsimikas, who just about comes away with the ball. Finds Diogo Jota. Plays it across to Nunez. Nunez avoiding a challenge and taking the strike. Well blocked by Southampton as Chiesa couldn't keep that one in, but it will be a Liverpool throw. Lots of attackers on the field for Liverpool here at the moment. Elliott finds Chiesa. Chiesa, nice quick feet. Into McConnell in the box. McConnell will shoot. Well charged down, although Onuachu's won it back for Southampton. And what a ball, out wide it goes. Beautiful ball out to Sulemana. Gets Southampton out of bother and out of the press of Liverpool at the moment. Dan's trying to battle back. Right, it goes to Sugawara now. Into Fernandez, who will deliver. And headed right into the hands of Quiveen Kelleher. I think the flag went up against Ben Burton Diaz anyway, but he had the header. You'll see it again. Yeah, they were all offside there. Were the Southampton players, and Ben Burton Diaz, his header was saved by Kelleher, but the flag went up anyway, so wouldn't have counted. McConnell threw in a challenge there. The referee's played advantage, as the player for Southampton who was down got straight back to his feet there. Was given no sympathy even by his own players there. Mateus Fernandez. And I think James McConnell's going to get himself booked for that rash challenge. Yeah, it was nowhere near the ball. Well, we're just less than a minute of the 90 to go. We'll see how long will be added on at the end of the 90 here at St Mary's, so that could be crucial. Lovely shield by Elliott. Finds Diogo Jota. Liverpool on the move here. Chiesa into the box. Federico Chiesa! Great block. Goes again. Great block over the bar. He was certain to not give that one up, Federico Chiesa. The first one was bending towards the far corner. Well blocked by the Southampton defender. See it again. Chiesa steps across onto his left, curling it to the far corner. Howard Bellis did well. It then bounces back out. Chiesa again doesn't give it up. He shoots. Blocked by Sugawara and behind for the Liverpool corner. As we will have 6 added minutes at the end of the 90 here then. As Liverpool coming close to a third that would finish the game. Morton will get the chance to deliver from this corner. Morton whipped ball in. Punched away by McCarthy. Diogo Jota was back there for Liverpool. There's McConnell. Into Tsimikas, who's had his cross blocked by Sulemana. Will be a Liverpool throw though. The away crowd, the travelling Cup, trying to get behind their team to just see them over the line here, and what has become a pretty tight game for those young Liverpool players out there. Some senior experience as well. Dans, nice turn by Jadon Dans into Nunez. He was well closed down there by 2 or 3 of Southampton. And now they want to break away to Ben Burton Diaz. Onuachu does well at holding up the ball, but a few deflections here. Has Nathan Wood in a bit of bother, but did well against Chiesa. Howard Bellis thumps that one out wide to Ryan Manning. Time in this one yet. 4 minutes plus 4 minutes of the additional time to go. Burton Diaz. Fernandez. Switching it out wide. Just too much by Fernandez. Couldn't be brought down by Tyler Dibbling. Throw into Liverpool. Nunez chasing down the ball. I'll give him that. He can run for absolute days, but look at this ball over the top. It has Kwanzaa in bother. Referee says no foul as the player from Southampton went to ground. And Kwanzaa deemed to have defended that one well, according to the referee. For me, I wasn't too sure, but I have to see it again to really feel it out of that. So we will have 3 of the 6 added left. Southampton have a throw. Initially, I wasn't too sure whether Kwanzaa had the better of his man there. That's a good step in there by McConnell. Now Jota. Chiesa will pick it up from just behind him. He's got runners. Chiesa wants to feed in Jota. Nice chest and couldn't find the ball. Cleanly struck Diogo Jota. And I think it will be a corner to Liverpool here. Up on the far side. But see this moment again. What a ball by McCarthy. I think Fernandez runs from deep. Kwanzaa comes across. Just saying it again. For me, it's not something you would show defenders to teach them how to defend. I would tell you that much. It's certainly not a training exercise for Jarell Kwanzaa, and he will be probably told off by his manager afterwards. He looked confident in that moment, but I certainly would not be telling. If I was a coach, I wouldn't be telling my defenders to defend like that. Anyway, Simicast with the delivery from the corner. Headed away, but Chiesa will pick it up on the left-hand side, up against Matheus Fernandes here. He's battling hard, but Fernandes did well, but he had the last touch, did the Southampton player. Through into Liverpool. 2 to go. Certainly a lot of frustration in those Southampton players from this second half. They've been much better than the first half. Miles better than they were in the first half. They were no threat whatsoever to Liverpool in the first half. The second half has been a stark comparison to that. Sugawara. Take the long throw. Deep in his own half. McConnell to intercept. Jota there as well. It's Chiesa. Try to flick it on. Elliott does well to take it with him. And Elliott wanted to finish it, but he just puts it over the bar. Just before we leave you tonight, we will recap tonight's results. We'll look ahead to tomorrow's game quite briefly on what's to come, and also what's to come here on LFS over the next few days as we edge closer to the Christmas period, edge closer to Christmas Day. A week today till Christmas, and a few more games to come before the little break for Christmas here on LFS, and we'll tell you about that at full time. It's not over yet at the St Mary's. There might be more to come. As switch ball from Southampton. Manning. Seconds remain. Less than 20 seconds to go. Burton Diaz. Ball cleared away by Kwanzaa. And Liverpool have a counter on here as Jota into Nunez, who bodies his man. Does well to hold it up. Does Nunez. Elliott was desperate for the ball in the middle. Nunez linking up with Dans instead, and he will shoot Darwin Nunez. And he drags it wide. Goal kick. But we've played over the 6 minutes, so surely there shouldn't be much left on the clock. So McCarthy will knock it long again for one last attempt maybe. Liverpool win the header, brought down by Dans, and that's the final whistle. They've maybe not done it the conventional way, but they've got through, and Liverpool are into the final four. They will join Newcastle and Arsenal in the semi-finals, and we'll find out who the fourth and final semi-finalist will be tomorrow night. But it's at half-time, we thought this could be anything for Liverpool against Southampton, but the Saints come out in the second half, showed a lot more energy, intensity, a lot more quality, and certainly gave Liverpool a late scare and kept the game close in the end. But after all was said and done, it is the holders that are through to the final four once again. They want to make it 3 in the last 4 seasons in this competition, and they can do that, and they are one step closer. 3 games from an 11th Carabao Cup title. Final score from St Mary's: Southampton 1, Liverpool 2. And that is the result of tonight's games. Arsenal had to squeak through against Crystal Palace at the Emirates, winning by 3-2. Newcastle were 3-0 up against Brentford before they got their late consolation. And Liverpool squeaked past Southampton by 2-1 to all progress to the semi-finals. As I said, tomorrow we'll find out who will be joining them those three teams, whether it be Tottenham or whether it be Manchester United. We've some tasty affairs to come, depending on what way the draw will work out. We could have some crackers. Liverpool-Arsenal was a semi-final a few years ago. We'll see whether there could be a North London derby of a semi-final, or whether it's Arsenal-Man United. We will see. We will find out for you tomorrow night. Tottenham against Man United, the fourth and final quarter-final, and the draw will be after the final whistle in that game as well. And don't forget, the semi-finals of this competition take place at the start of next year. On the 6th of January 2025 will be the first leg of the semi-finals, and the second legs will be the 3rd of February. That is that for us tonight. We can tell you to come up in the next few days. We will have games on Saturday as Crystal Palace face Arsenal again at the weekend, this time at Selhurst Park at the weekend, amongst other games. And we will have action as Spurs take on Liverpool on Sunday at 4:30. A very different Liverpool team I'm expecting for that one. That's on Sunday, just before our Christmas break. But that is it tonight. The big sides and all Premier League teams in the quarterfinals, 3 of them out, 3 of them through. Arsenal, Newcastle and Liverpool all into the final 4. Brentford, Palace and Southampton all out. Good night.